Don't be late, got an 8-second ride that just won't wait. My spurs are turning and my hat's on tight. If I hang on, girl, we'll be dancing tonight. You can tell by the way that I walk, I'm a little bow-legged, my mouth's full of jaw. Legs are shaky and my knees are weak. Dust me off, I'll try again next week. Rodeo is what I do. If I hang on tight and make a buck or two, it's what I do. Let's ride.
Good evening and welcome to the legendary Gold Coast Hotel and Casino and National Finals Tonight. Brought to you in part by Devil's Cut, Jim Beam, Red Stag, Coors, Pendleton, Boot Barn, Cooper Tires, Ram Rodeo, Justin Boots, Prefer, Golden Tiger Liniment, the National Cowboy Museum, Good Ride, Wrangler, J.W. Brooks Hats, Montana Silversmiths, Pepsi, and Boyd Gaming. National Finals tonight with 8-time World Champion Bull Rider Donnie Gay, 8-time World Champion Cowboy Joe Beaver, and the men and women of the NFR. Sit back, relax, and enjoy National Finals tonight. And now, here's your host, award-winning television personality, Mr. Dan Miller.
Oh, what a good-looking group this is. Welcome. It's good to have you guys back right down front here this evening. Welcome. It's good to have you here on night number 8 of National Finals tonight. Was it a great night at the rodeo? How many were there at the rodeo? Very many of you? Thank you so much for making the trip over here in the rain. This is just one of those nights here in Las Vegas. We're glad to have you with us. A lot of people waiting back there to come out and talk with you. So let's get this thing started and get the star of the show coming out. You can see his feet back there. That's a pretty good shot of him back there. He's the 8-time world champion bull rider. My best buddy, Donnie Gay, is here this evening. Would you welcome Donnie? How are you?
All right. Very good.
Good. He's worn out from calf roping tonight. Yeah.
I was back there doing stretches.
Very good.
Trying to loosen up.
Good rodeo tonight, huh?
Yes, it was.
It's getting exciting now, isn't it? Getting down to the last
it's been
couple
exciting
rounds.
to me the whole week long. I mean, it's been a really good rodeo.
It is. Let's bring the other guy out here that's our co-host. He also is an 8-time world champion, no stranger to any of you. Great guy. Joe Beaver is here tonight. Joe.
Big Joe.
Hey.
It might be an interesting, great week, but you got to love the last 3 nights because that's when everybody, how you say it nicely, craps their pants and makes,
You're doing well.
Makes mistakes, loses chances to win world championships, gains chances. The last 3 nights, if you're here for the last 3, you get to see it all, how it comes out.
I was waiting on you to do your Cheech and Chong, Pito my shoes.
I was trying to do it nicely.
Let me tell you a couple of things. During the course of the show, we would love to have you participate. If you have some questions, and we've already got a bunch of them that have come in, but if you have questions, pick up your phone and text us. The text number is 702-582-5638, and you'll see that number back here throughout the evening at 702-LUCK-NFT if you'd like to send us up a question. Also, that the folks that are here with us, we need to tell you this as well. We are also going out on YouTube and on television. At the end of the evening, I will say goodbye to those people, but you need to stay here because whose signature's on that guitar tonight? We've got all kinds of prizes. We have George Strait has signed that guitar back there this evening. So we're giving away a guitar signed by George Strait, Wrangler jeans, Justin Boots. We have all kinds of things to give away, so we hope you stick around for that tonight. There was quite a few people here that were at the rodeo this evening, others watching it in the different hotels around, and so they may not have had a chance to see you two on television do this round for GAC. But in case you missed that, we have a highlight reel. Here's your winners from round number 8. Donnie, let's start off with the bareback riding.
All right, well, the eliminator pin in the bareback riding. For the bareback riders, they got to get by this performance. Casey Field, the reigning champion of the world, just rocking and rolling. The name of his horse, Katie's Hot Sister. And boy, I tell you, great bareback ride. But, Casey Field is really been given a clinic on how to ride bucking horses. Just, you just don't ride them any better than that. Right straight down that horse's back, not leaning to one side or the other. Both spurs back to the rigging. That's the way you ride bucking horses. 87 points, another $18,000.
In the steer wrestling, we had two of them tonight. Two different scenarios. The best steer in the herd right here, Casey Jones. He throws himself. If you don't break the barrier and you don't miss him, you're going to win the round. You should have kissed him instead of throw the hat at him. If you draw this steer, you just hope nobody watches until it's over. Because that way we end the round, you say, boy, I did good. And if you mess him up, you run and hide. Best steer on him, Casey Jones, made a good run. Now, other side of the segment entirely, Wade Sumner. He hits his steer stops, rocks him up, pulls away. He just puts a big left arm on him and mashes him. There's no way you're supposed to throw that steer as fast as you did that little pooch. Now watch this. Gets a good start. All right, steer's coming left, stops. He just crashes him. Most people go over the top. They don't catch that steer. Wade Sumner catches him, slides him about 2 foot, and slams him. 2 3-4s, 2 great runs, 2 different scenarios. In the team roping, finally, Turtle Powell. I feel for him because last year he was unstoppable, never made a mistake, won the world championship, tons of money. This year, he's looked like Barney, not good. He's had some problems this year. He's lost his rope, he's missed. Tonight, he got it all together. He come across there, and he stuck it on that steer for first, and all his healer had to do, Dugan Kelly come in there, cleaned it up. The header's the quarterback. If you set the play up and you throw the ball, 9 times out of 10, that healer's that receiver, you score a touchdown.
Well, first in the go-around, that's what they needed to do. In the saddle bronc riding, I talk about it all the time. This is how the rodeo got started, riding bucking horses. Our guys can ride better than yours. Tyrell Smith, first NFR, had a rough start. The horse had him blowed up out of the saddle, but boy, what a finish. And that's the last thing that the judges see. Sometimes if you mess up, you'll see a guy start real good and then weaken at the end, and he won't be very many points. He wasn't real good at the start, but now right here, watch this. He gets caught up. Now watch the leg extension, turning his toes out, setting his feet. That's the way you ride bucking horses, and what a great horse.
For a minute, Mike Fletcher. All right, in the tie-down roping, Bradley Bynum, I say all the time, if it isn't working, change something. He changed horses 3 nights ago. He got on a little sawhorse at E.J. Roberts, first trip to the national finals. This is a great horse. Watch him back up right to the chute. When they slam those gates behind him, it makes a lot of noise. 9 out of 10 horses take a step up and look back. That horse never weakened on his job. Bradley Bynum made a good choice. He's placed on him twice. He's going to win a lot of money. Good run, 7-2.
Lindsey Sears, she shows back up in Las Vegas. Martha has a great run. She's made some pretty good runs all week long, but there's always been a little hiccup in every go-round except tonight. Martha made 3 as good a turns, especially that first one, as he made it in 13.69 for first.
And really ran tonight. It's funny, World Champions night, they had some trouble all week. But tonight, 2 of them come back and dominate. That's why they're world champions. Even though it's going bad all week, you never quit stirring the pot.
Same way in the bull riding. But I just like to watch Martha. Watch her come around and kind of protect herself. Doesn't hit that barrel on the way by. That's probably the best third barrel that I've seen all week.
All week. And she wins the go-around 13.69.
All right, bull riding, Shane Proctor. I've been saying it all week.
Yes.
You said last night.
I said, watch this guy. He made the whistle. He should have got a reride option last night. This bull's turning back into his hand, and he just well tried to buck his tail off. That is domination, total control right there. Shane Proctor shows you why he is the reigning champion of the world. Not going to win the world this year, but don't be surprised to watch him ride the victory lap on tomorrow night's horse and the next night. This guy can ride as good as anybody, but his mixture's right now. He thinks he's been here all week, but guess what? He's fixing to win a pile of money.
He just showed up. He
Yeah.
is for real now. And if you win the last 3 rounds, you talk about some momentum carrying into the new year. Watch out next year, World Championship in his reach.
Outstanding, guys. Well done on that. That's your winners in round number 8. You can give them a hand. Yeah, that's good job.
Well, you remember in the bareback riding I said the eliminator pin?
Yes.
Oh, God. I mean, these
And
guys...
look at this question, Donnie, because this has come
Some
in
nights,
about that.
it says some nights most saddle bronc riders complete their ride. Other nights only a couple complete their rides. Why does it vary so much? And is there something different about the horses?
When you say,
I would say.
what is it about the horses, Donnie?
Well,
when you say
whenever you say an eliminator pin, that means these are the baddest horses that the stock contractors own. What happens during the year? They either get turned out or somebody who doesn't know that the horse is an eliminator comes and shows up, shame on him. They put them all together because the stock contractors, they spend a lot of money on these bucking horses all year long. They put a pen together, and every one of them are supposed to be about as hard to ride properly. That's the key word. In other words, you can ride them, but if you're going to try to spur them in the bareback riding like you're supposed to, or the saddle bronc riding, it makes a huge difference. And I'll tell you, let's just watch this horse. Win Ratliff, he won a go-around the other night, thinks he's riding real good. And then Full Baggage, we have 2 really ranked pens of bareback horses. That was last night and tonight.
Yeah, we've
And
got a
he had
little
2
rec
of
reel
them.
put together for you, and Donnie just alluded to that. Let's take a look at
Crank
some
it
of the
up.
mishaps this evening that Donnie's just talking about, a couple of those horses. Here's
Louisiana
the
bareback
Rex.
rider is first NFR and a great guy. I mean, this guy can ride bulls, athlete. But Win Ratliff is going to really have to bear down and watch this. I mean, I don't need to say a whole heck of a lot more. I mean, you know, I asked him how his wrist was. Watch this. He's locked in this rig, and he spurs over the horse's neck, and he tries to recover. What? Here we go. He's over his neck, end of his arm, yank. I mean, that's like grabbing a locomotive with a hay hook. Locomotive. You know what I mean.
A train.
You used to do that all the time.
Saddle bronc riding, here we go. Reaching, spurring, stands up in a stirrup, boom.
Hey, he came to the timed event end. They had to
he
come
walked
get
to
him.
the wrong end
he
of the
got
ring.
up and got his hat and said,
He
I'm
said,
fine.
"I'm
and
fine."
walked right down to the timed event end, had no idea where the hell he was at.
Weather's great in Miami.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, here's one of the best bronc riders in the world, and youth is a wonderful thing, but that knocked all the wax out of his ears. Bull riding, Bo Schroeder.
This is Cody Samore first.
Oh, this is Cody Zamora. Okay, he's had heck. Underneath, he's lucky the bull didn't just stomp him. Now watch Diefenbach get his shirt ripped off and whack. Kelly Jennings just said, okay, I'll get him by the horns. The stable bullfighters have done such a great job. Watch the bull's back feet. Cody doesn't know this. I mean, he's down there, just missed him. So here comes Diefenbach. He's got to say, okay, I can't get in there. He's right on top, so I'm going to try to grab. Watch this bull just hit him with that left horn. There goes Diefenbach. There goes his shirt. Now, Kelly Jennings just says, okay, this boy's hurt, so I'm just going to take this bull by the horn. Now, you talk about earning your money. Kelly Jennings, Daryl Diefenbach, and Dusty Tuckness. We're going to see Dusty in just a minute. I mean, nobody's immune. Dusty Tuckness, newly crowned 3-time champ of the world. Bo Schroeder got Johnny Rotten and my dad's. This bull's a quart low. Watch this. He's got Dusty down, and he's, wanting to play train wreck. Everybody's having fun at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Watch this. Okay, nobody wants to see a wreck, but if somebody's going to have one, we don't want to miss it. Okay, now we're down here, and this is what I call getting snot blowed up in your underwear. Yes, sir. Johnny Rotten is going, okay, 3-time Bullfighter of the Year. Have some of my business.
There's no way that's a good place
Okay, now
to be.
watch. Bull rider Bo Schroeder, he gets a little love tap right in the butt. But Dusty says, okay, I got your back, buddy. I got your back. Bo, he gets up. He scrambles out of there. And then Kelly Jennings said, oh, heck, I got to go rescue the 3-time Bullfighter of the Year. Are we having fun yet in Las Vegas?
Oh, man.
You want to be a bullfighter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We should have taken a little bit of our Golden Tiger liniment for you. You need to take some of that out there with you.
Remember,
I got it. I got to use it myself.
That's
Yes.
for bowling injuries.
Oh, that's right.
That's for bowling
Donnie's-
injuries, not bullfighters.
Yeah.
Right. And it works, too. I can, you'd think it'd be easier for me to touch the ground as close as I am to it. But
That's what I kept telling him last night on that game. He was trying to flank that Kev, and that guy kept saying, touch the ground. And he was saying, I can't.
I was trying, though.
In case you missed our injury report, Donnie, it was very severe. He was bowling and pulled a left buttocks muscle, and he's just been trying to recover ever since, and it's been darn
I didn't
tough.
even know there was one back there.
Well, never mind. Let's go ahead and we've got another question that came in
I'm going to let
here.
you take this one, Joe.
We
says-
appreciate your questions that you're sending in. Go ahead,
It
Joe.
says, can headers change heelers coming into the finals if they both qualify? Yes, you can, but it's kind of hard to do. If you rodeo with a guy all year and you both make the finals and you cut him or change right before the finals start, it tends to make for tense moments behind the chutes.
They start singing that Tammy Wynette song.
But I'm going to tell you, sometimes it works out for the best. Because I made them one year, thought my partner had it all lined out. I get home, I get a call from the 15th qualifier as a kid. He said, I guess me and you are open. I said, well, if they'll let me enter twice, I will. He said, your partner just cut you. Me and you are stuck together. I said, bring your practice horse and come on. We went 68,000 that year, caught the last 5, won money, and it was hard for me not to go by that guy when it was over at 130 and say, how you feeling now?
Good question. Good answer, Joe.
But I'm a nice guy.
Well,
So
that's how come I said
guy.
the other night when Tough Cooper was sitting on here, and I said, but Joe, remember, these guys are so much nicer than we were when we were 20. That's what I meant.
We've got a lot of people to bring out here, and so let's get started with that. A couple of guys that we've got for you, and bless their hearts for coming out. Go ahead,
Let me
Joe.
say it first.
Say it.
They're from Wyoming.
They are from Wyoming. We'll
just get that over with right there, Donnie.
2 of them. The state's half empty tonight, so 2 of them are there. And they came, and we're so glad that they did. The 2007 world champion Jason Miller and the man that's in the hunt here, Les Shepperson. Both these boys from Wyoming. Welcome.
I felt them coming. Hi, Jason. All right.
Good to have you here, Les.
Well, first things first.
First things first.
Oh, wait a minute. I just found something out.
Uh-oh.
I didn't know my chair was bolted to the ground. They think I'm going to buck off my chair. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it only took him from St. Nice to figure that one out, so that's pretty good, Donnie.
Now first things first.
Now first things first. Being that Donnie can't go nowhere, he feels more comfortable now, okay? You know, guys are in a pickle. Some guys are rising to the top. I talked about this on the TV show tonight. We're talking about the steer wrestling. There's nobody that has a lock on it. This guy here, this Les Shepperson, your Wyoming guy.
This one.
He's got a chance.
The littler one of the two.
He's got a chance. And all you want here is a chance. But with 2 rounds left, the way he is in the average, the way Luke's not in the average, the way horses are getting crippled, people are messing up, bad things happen tonight. One steer stopped, he missed him. We always talk about the last 3 rounds, Donnie, about bringing it the best and the worst out of everybody. Your man, Les Shepperson, has got a chance to bring a gold buckle back to Wyoming.
Well, hey, he already knows what that gold buckle looks like.
He's seen one up close and personal.
Yeah, he's seen one. They've probably been spanked with the rest of the leather on the end of it because his daddy's got a world champion steer wrestling buckle.
I can't believe you hadn't been close to it. I figured he'd have whipped you.
Well, he helped me with my flying. But, he's kind of like I treated Frank just like I did my dad. Whenever he turned around and give you that look, you don't have to know it. You just be quiet. Okay?
All I know is when I first got in here, there was a list of about 6 guys that you didn't mess with, being kind of a smart-ass young guy like Donnie was. And Frank Shepperson's on the list. I remember it I can tell you the list. I never forgot him. I never crossed him until I got a little older and smarter. And then, Donnie was helping me, so I crossed one.
They're talking about, of course, Les's dad, Frank, won the world championship in 1975. And talk about that a little bit, Les, that
just
legacy of that.
Well, it was before I was born, and, it was something I'd always known.
You don't have to say that.
Yeah, but it was, I'd always known he was a world champion, but I guess I never really knew what it meant until I actually started rodeoing and trying to win one myself.
You're not a saddle bronc rider, so it's those genes are there in the family. When you decided, did you just decide that that's what you were going to do, be the steer wrestler?
Yeah, that's what I always wanted to do. That wasn't pushed on me or anything. I wanted to do it, but like I said, I didn't know what it took.
He may have had a traumatic childhood, though. Because one year, Frank won the world, and it was Leo. There is an 8-track tape and an album. It's a World Champion Cowboys album with me.
Is he singing on it?
I got it.
I was wondering if he made you listen to it. That's what I was driving at.
Do you happen to still have it? I want it. I don't care what it costs. Next year, that's going to be our music to open the show up. And then we're going to hear Donnie and Boy Bob and the Vulture Culture.
I'm going to be up at the Buck and Ball when that happens, buddy.
Have you transferred it off an 8-track tape? Or is
it my sister has it on a CD.
Oh,
I have been asking for 2 years for that tape. My prayers are answered.
I want to talk to Jason a second. He missed the finals this year by, I think, $50, $56.
Yeah, a little over 50. Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather miss them by 20,000?
Yeah, it don't matter if it's $1 or 20,000. I'm 16th, so it don't matter.
But you know what's kind of cool about this little session is if you've won a world championship, if you made the national finals, and you rodeo that year. If you don't rodeo and don't make the finals, it's no big deal. But if you rodeo and miss the finals, how sickening does that make you feel, and how ready for a comeback are you now?
You know, I'm so ready for this year to get over that. You know, I mean, seriously, it's fun out here at the NFR. I mean, my close friend's doing good, and I'm ready for Denver.
That's still not Jason Miller nodding his head, though, is it?
Exactly. I'm on the wrong side. I'm just ready for next year to get started, to get back.
That will fire a guy back up to show you what you're made of and see what you can do. On the other side of that, you got a horse out here. You got a good horse. Speaking of horses, Les has Horse of the Year. His bulldogging horse this year, Equine Athlete of the Year in the steer wrestling. Give him a round of applause because that's saying something. I've owned the Horse of the Year. That's kind of special, isn't it, Les?
Yes, it's very special. I mean, I always thought he was good, but to know that all the rest of the bulldoggers think he's good, it's real nice to know.
I want to take a look at Les at work. This is from round 6 when you won this round, and you'll see it right down here, and we can take a look at your efforts there, and then we'll take a look at tonight. And Jason, you're hazing for him. Go ahead and talk about it, Les and Joe.
It's effortless. That's what makes it easy for me to watch. Watch this. Gets a good start, good, solid, honest horse, gives him enough room, doesn't pinch him off. When he hits right here, nothing is in a rush or a hurry. Watch. Hooks up, makes him kick. When you hit the ground, I bet you could have fooled half the people in the building to say you were, 4 flat right there? You know, because he never got in a hurry. But a lot of times, you have to slow down and be fast. And the steer wrestling just like the calf roping.
Every event. Is that not strange?
Yep. You know, we've Les and Luke and I have talked about it all week long. There's not very many guys in the bulldogging that are doing that, slowing down to be fast. And Les and Luke are 2 guys that are really doing it all week long.
Well, and I think, too, like, there's been a lot. I know there's 3 or 4 guys that we could say names right now that if they'd have just waited till they got the left horn down and got that momentum and got him coming around, they would have hit instead of crumbling up and hanging legs. Am I right?
If they go too fast, if you put the strength on them too soon, that just means that they're going to come down there. You're not going to clear their legs and get a flag.
Right. You're not going to get them to hit flat on their side like Les did right there. You know, Les and Luke have been getting good falls out of these steers all week long because they're doing just that, not getting into a hurry and slowing down, making a good clean run, getting them to hit right in the middle of the back.
Haven't you seen 4 or 5 guys that are just rushing them?
Yep.
I mean, and I'm going to tell you, once somebody hangs a leg, a good flag man,
he's watching for
it. You dadgum right there watching you the rest of the week, because it's just like if you don't get one up or if you throw a little fast in the heeling, if they catch you one time doing it, they're going to watch you a little closer and be a little more steady and slow with that flag the rest of the week to keep themselves out of a bind. And then if you do it twice, you don't get a flag all week.
But on the other hand, if you're making them hit clean right in the middle of their back, they're following you down. It's just quicker.
I think that's one reason he was 4 flat right there.
But that's human. That's human nature. It happens whenever they're marking them in the bull riding. You know, Tag Elliott the other night, I think it was last night. You know, I actually thought he could have won the go-round when Brett Stahl won it. You know, Brett was losing control just before the whistle, and Tag Elliott has had all kinds of heck all week long, not been riding near to his capability, and always just jumps out and rides a really nice, good bull and rides him absolutely perfect, and he split second and third. That's that human nature element, whether they're following you down or if they're being as critical as they think they're being for everybody. It's tough. The judging job is thankless. It's the toughest one in town right now.
Let's take a look at tonight in this round tonight, Les, and see this run for you here as well, and you guys can talk about it there.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that steer tried, and he'd always fell out of there to the right both times, and I just told Luke, and I mean, the steer was trying him, but he did a real good job hazing him, and just tried to get as good a start as I could and make a good run, and that's all you can do.
The head catch set all this up because that steer was, and the last time he went, he got out behind the hazer just almost when they caught him, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Luke got a really good start on his side. A couple nights ago, that Hazen horse slipped, and if a lesser bulldogging horse or a cheater, you wouldn't have caught that steer, I don't think. But that solid up sorrel horse ran to where he was, and Luke was trying to get there. But it's so important to start on the Hazen side. But look, Luke, he gets him a start tonight, and he's right there in that steer's. He's in his grill, keeping him straight. What a head catch, huh, Miller?
Yeah, Les makes a real good run right there. And to go back to the other night, that steer's got a step on Luke.
Yep.
But that's why Dylan won Horse of the Year. Les don't panic, horse don't panic. Just ease over there, give Les a good goal, no problem. Les can get off early, and that horse is not going to take a step. Some of them other horses dust you a little bit, but old Dylan just run over there and give you a good go.
Has he been here before?
Yeah, I rode him
Twice,
here before, and then Rod rode him here 3 times.
Okay, so he
I've seen Rod Lyman ride here.
That horse scores with you.
Yeah.
He stands there and he goes, but he will keep running till the yellow buck and shoots look like they're a grill guard. And that's one great thing about him here, I think, don't y'all?
Oh, yeah.
I want to. This is a question that go back to that last question, Jason, because I thought that was good since we have timed event guys up here.
But before whenever they bring that back up, that question right there.
Go ahead.
And
Tommy.
I'm not being, not making a joke here. Do they prepare the steers like they do the calves? And the follow up to that is are they doing that more now than they did, say, in 1985, Joe?
Oh, by all means.
Explain what I mean by preparing them.
They tie the calves more so the calves don't kick. If a calf doesn't kick, the horse doesn't drag. If a horse doesn't drag, calf doesn't struggle. And then if you tie them a little more and make them a little, gentle them down a little bit, make them a little more human friendly, the guys shouldn't be jerking them down every night. Because you don't need to. You rope one and turn him around. He's used to it. He's going to hang on the end of the rope. He might be big, but if you can flank him, you'll win something. But now, on the calves, they change them. We have 3 pins of calves. They rope them first, second, third, go back through them, So, yes, they're preparing them more. But the bulldogging steers and stuff, it's not a whole lot more than the first time I ever stayed and watched them.
Well, and to this question, and the question is, why can't timed events get a re-ride when the stock is bad? And in comparison, because in my mind, they're able to prepare them and they get them as even as humanly possible. And in the riding events, nobody wants to go fool with trying to prepare them.
Yeah, but on the backside of that, riding events are the same ones all year, and the steers and calves are picked, bought before the finals and used. And I'm not big on a rerun, say a calf kicks or say you lose a steer. But when you run one like tonight, like Gabe did, that has left there running every time here at the finals, and then you get a game plan, it's just like a bull that it turns back to left, turns to right, you got to deal with it. That's part of it. But when one stumbles leaving the box, like he did, stumble, and he goes down and comes back up and stops, you miss him. Or like in the calf roping, Monty Lewis tonight was winning the average. He sees plenty of start. He drops down. The calf steps on his front leg with his back leg and jerks him down. Now that's 50-50 on me on re-rides and reruns.
What constitutes a rerun here at the NFR? I mean, like to me,
nothing short of you getting drugged to death, really.
Okay, I mean, to me, I thought if they didn't pull the barrier, they
have to walk out and stop and turn back in the chute. But if they just fall and pull it or any of that,
other than that, you don't get
a rerun. No,
and
like I said, I'm not for reruns. If a guy catches a steer and he drags him around the arena and then threw him in 5 the first time, don't go up there whining for a rerun. And I'm not for if a calf kicks and your horse is standing there looking at you, the calf ought to kick. I'm not for all that. But, boy, if it would be, as to Monty Lewis as his defense, Gabe Ledoux, both in the lead, second the average, one of them leading the average, the other, and both of them had things totally out of their control happen to the time of an animal, then there's a 50-50 rerun.
Pandora's box, basically, because if you were to give a rerun, let's say a calf just kicked like heck and the horse wasn't overworking or whatever it is that they got to do, and they give him a rerun, then you have the officials altering world title races more than they probably should. I would assume that's why the less is maybe better.
And I'm going to tell you honestly too, y'all's event director years ago did a great job of structuring rules, to help, not to benefit, not to protect, but to help the contestant get the fairest go he can get for money.
And they have given more re-rides and I haven't counted them. I am not a stat guy, as Boyd will tell you, but it seems like in the riding events they've given more re-rides this year than in the past, but 95% of them have been leaving the chute. In other words, not a fair competition,
right. And like tonight,
or stumbling down.
With that bull tonight, yes, he should get a reride. The
Absolutely.
bull failed. But that's the same as Monty Lewis's Kev stepping on himself and falling.
That's a bad deal.
Same deal. It's a bad deal for both of them. You know what I'm saying? But no, if a horse doesn't buck, and like you said, they get some rain jerked out from them, they get behind, and they're 65 points. Somebody else might lift his head up and go to spurn him and score 80, so they shouldn't get one either.
Les, you are still in this, as we mentioned earlier. Do you know what steer you've got tomorrow night? Has anybody seen the?
No, they don't draw until an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, they draw the riding event stock. It's already drawn. I haven't looked at it, but they draw
Time
it
event
the
guys,
night
they're
before.
scared they might cheat.
Time event guys are afraid that someone might not go to bed and they wouldn't be in the casino.
Might be easing down through the herd of cattle trying to take care of them at night.
The bull riders ain't going to mess with them, I promise you.
Both of these gentlemen, I want to thank them for coming. In Wyoming, we have a thing. It's Team Wyoming. That it's a great thing, and these guys are both a member of Team Wyoming, and the state looks after them and takes care of them. And these are two great representatives from the state. Go ahead, Joe.
How far down did you come in the finals?
11th.
Okay, people. They say you can't win a gold buckle unless you're in the top 5, unless you're in all the tour stuff and all the qualifiers. There's a guy that's 11th. He got to go to some of them he didn't. He got a chance to win a gold buckle because he's had a great week. So don't whine if you're in the bottom 5. Go up and try to win something. And then I'm going to call 13th. I was going to say he was 13th when he won it. Al Bach won it one time and he was 15th. But you cannot come to the national finals with a mindset that you don't have a chance to win a world championship with as much money as out there. But I'm going to call Miller out right now. I didn't like this year, Miller. I'm going to say next year
I'm glad you're calling him out because I was thinking about
you come
I'd
do
have
our
to
show.
arm wrestling, but it's just all up to you.
Next year, right here, you come do our show in the 5th go-around, and you damn well better be in the top 5 by the 5th round next year.
Like I said, I can't wait for Denver to start because I'm sick of this year and I'm ready to get started next year.
Give him a hand, will you? Les Shepperson, Jason Miller, steer wrestlers extraordinary. Thanks, Les, for coming.
Dang, he's big. I'd hate to be his horse.
Thank you so much.
You noticed that I called him out, but I was talking to him the whole time. Arms length there,
Wow. All
Great
right.
guys. Good job on that, Joe, too. I tell you, I'm still amazed after all these years. Donnie and I have been doing this together almost 30 years, but the eyes that you two have for what's going on and breaking it down is exceptional.
His cost $600 more now, too.
Well, yes, he's had to get his bifocals, but doggone it, they're working well.
These are trifocals.
Trifocals.
Yeah.
My, even better. Let's bring a lady out here, shall we, Donnie? I am so glad to see this gal.
You talk about starting to feel good. Yeah.
Yes, we've worked together.
Not a video game. I don't have to bowl.
You're in good shape.
Let's get her out
Just
here.
get a hug out
Dan,
here, yes.
I was at the autograph session today at Boyd Gaming. Got a booth out there at the convention center, and I'm signing these autographs, and everybody's just laughing at and I'm like, so finally, this one girl,
wasn't even there.
This one girl said, turn around. And there was Donnie Gay, boy. He went out that roping game. He was after it.
Do that again.
They run a film. They run a revolving
They had a
film.
loop of it. Very good.
It was good stuff.
This lady, Donnie, and I worked with for years and years, and she was the best. She's still the best. Now you can see her on RFD on the American Rancher, and I'm so glad she's here. Would you welcome our good friend Pam Minnick is here this evening. Pamela. Pamela.
Miss Rodeo everything.
You're so good. Yeah, she is Miss Rodeo everything. Miss Rodeo America and every committee that is a committee.
That's when I met her.
Miss Rodeo America, yeah. That was just about 7-8 years ago, wasn't it, Pam? By golly. And Pam, you're out here for a lot of different things and still so active. So I don't forget, you do American Rancher on RFD, but you have a new television series that's starting there. So tell us about that.
I've got a new series that starts in January. It's called Gentle Giants. It's all about draft horses. And I have to tell you, in January of this past year when they called me and said, would you do a series on draft horses? I didn't know that much about anything but the Budweiser Clydesdales. But I've found that it is a fascinating world, and these horses are truly what the name of the show implies, gentle giants. And so our first several shows, there's a gentleman that I went to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I think I told you about that, Mr. Ricketts, that owns Jackson Fork Lodge. He started TD Ameritrade, owns the Chicago Cubs. Poor guy's got no way to make a living. And but he has a team of Percheron mares, and they have this 6-horse hitch series. There's 70 shows. It's kind of like rodeoing. They go around, they pay an entry fee. They go to these shows, and these 6-horse hitches are just majestic. So that'll be the first show that you'll see right after the Tournament of Roses parade on RFD TV. Then my next show is with Bob Funk, Express Ranches. And everybody knows how great that Mr. Funk and Express Ranches has been supporting the Cowboys, especially the Ettbauers. They started off there. And he's got a team of black Clydesdales. So the first 2 shows will be really great shows on horses that will be familiar to you.
And I'm assuming you're going to do the Rose Parade again this year on RFD.
Yes, I'll be doing the Tournament of
Okay.
Roses and a Quest Fest out there in Pasadena. That's a bucket list item.
And also, Pam, if you want money raised for an event or an organization, this is your gal right here. So yesterday you were telling us how much you raised money yesterday,
No,
Pam.
today, the Pro Rodeo League of Women
Yes.
luncheon for the Justin Cowboy Crisis Fund, we presented a check for $100,000. So
Awesome.
it was really a great event. Yesterday, I did the Miss Rodeo America pageant. I was the MC of that. And I had to admit that it's been 40 years since I was crowned Miss Rodeo America, which means I'm older than some of the parents of the kids that were in it. I mean, some of the parents weren't even born when I was crowned Miss Rodeo America. So.
But you won it when you were like 8 or 9. It was one of those...
No. I was an embryo.
Embryo.
I mean,
That was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Pam, let's talk about this rodeo.
Pretty cute one, too, I might add.
The Rodeo Historical Society. Let's talk about that and explain what it is. You're the president of this, right?
Right, the Rodeo Historical Society, and you guys have got some information about it. We hope that every one of you will become a member. And there's great benefits to being members. One of them is that you can vote for the people that get inducted into the Cowboy Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City, and that is the original Cowboy Hall of Fame.
The original Hall of Fame.
And you know, the funny thing about the Cowboy Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City, which has become one of the greatest collections of Western art, it's a huge museum. If you ever get through, it's the crossroads of America there in Oklahoma City. But that museum started with Jim Shoulders turning the first shovel of dirt for the groundbreaking of that museum. So it started as a museum to honor the American cowboy, and it still is. And our group, this Rodeo Historical Society, within that museum, honors the legends of rodeo and the people so they are not forgotten in the sport. And even just this past year, the 2 of the honorees that were very special, one of them being Sammy Thurman, 1965 world champion barrel racer, who was probably one of the first ladies to put on barrel racing schools. She has yet to get her induction thing because she got sick when she got to Oklahoma City from an accident doing a stunt in a movie, and she's 80 years old. Yeah, she's a real cowgirl, but her birthday was just night before last. I think Jeff talked about it on the show. And but our thoughts and prayers go out to her. But she was one of the inductees, and she's somebody that I nominated a few years ago just on a whim. I called Leslie Baker and Joe and said, "Is Sammy Thurman in the Hall of Fame?" And they said no. Well, a lot of times you just assume that somebody is in there because they've contributed so much to the sport. But you can nominate and you can vote, and that's why the Rodeo Historical Society is so important.
And we've been giving away things each night, Pam, so that people, and membership cards and all that. Tell us about the website and how people can find out more about it.
I'm going to have to defer to them. Is it Rodeo Historic, or you just go to the National Cowboy Museum?
National Cowboy Museum, and just Google that, and you're in.
Yeah, and it's got a link there, and you can it's got a nomination form, and then if you become a member, then you can vote, and you can go to our events up there. Joe's been up there, Donnie's been up there. You too can come.
Well, now she says that in front of
even
people.
from Wyoming.
No, actually, I have got invitations, and I appreciate that. There's a lot of people who don't.
Well, if
Go
you
ahead.
don't compute, you can get the form that's on your table.
I got
Very
your
good.
phone number,
good.
honey.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
A while ago when he was telling how to just clicking on and do all that, I was thinking to myself, how the hell you
Well,
know
let me-
that?
I heard somebody saying that.
I thought the same thing because I said,
No, he can't do that.
when I got here, I said, does Dan know I'm here? And he goes, I'll text him. And I was like, do what?
Oh, here we go with that. Do.
Well, I had to do it. I had to try 3 times, and I finally hit the right button. Did you get it?
No. No, but I know you meant well. Pam, also, her husband, Billy, is sitting right over here. One of the just great, great guys. There's a bull rider for you, Donnie Gay.
1966 National Finals bull rider. Rodeo stock contractor, put on the biggest rodeos in the world, Denver, Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston, and real cowboy. Now he's got the biggest honky-tonk in the world, whole damn world.
I was just going to say, tell them, Pam, what your
Yeah.
other job is.
Yeah, our little old bar is Billy Bob's Texas. And actually, it's kind of like Gold Coast East because we've got a partnership with the Gold Coast and the folks at Boyd Gaming. But if you are in the Fort Worth area, please stop by and see.
There
Billy
is
Bob's.
plenty of room, I promise you
we
that.
hold 6,000 people. And we have the biggest stars in country music every single weekend.
But it's also at the best location where
in the
it is.
historic Fort Worth
Yeah.
stockyards. Every day in the stockyards, there's a cattle drive at 11:30 and 4 o'clock where a herd of longhorn cattle go down the street. And it's really, as much as I'm around livestock, there's not a time that I see this that I'm not just awestruck because these massive animals are not restrained. They plod down the road and they kind of like our roping steers. They know where they're going, but it is majestic to see.
Yeah, to watch them go between the BMWs and the Ram trucks, you know.
I've only seen their,
Oh, yeah.
they got 8-foot horns. I've only seen them take out one tail light of a car, and it happened to be a police car.
Good old steer.
I've got to tell you, Pam and Donnie and I go back a long way. We were hired together and did Mesquite Rodeo and did the PBR. We were hired together and fired together, and you just don't get much closer than that.
Oh, yeah.
And we're still together, and the people that hired us and fired us are not.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, but all of them are still looking for a job.
She is the best, the pro of the pros. Watch her on RFD. Check out the Rose Parade. I'm so thankful for Pam Minnick right here. Thank you. Billy, it's good to see you. We're glad that you're here this evening.
Tex Minnick.
Pam, keeping you busy, I'm sure. Yeah, thank you very much for being here, Pam. Thanks so much. And I think our time is getting away here, so now...
Billy, I know you got a sore back. I mean, you're going to have to go, and it might be more surgery, but if you can take some of this Golden Tiger liniment with you, it'll make the night better. But Pam, don't roll over too close. This stuff's hot.
We'll have to get you some of it right here. These folks are fabulous, and Donnie and Joe are both, they're up to 2 cans a day. They're hooked on this stuff, I'm telling you.
Smell us before you see it.
Oh, man, you just feel the heat radiating from them, huh? I think we need to get a couple of bull riders out here before we are out of time, and these young gentlemen, Donnie's been bragging on them all week, and let's get them out here and we can continue doing that. First of all, we have Bo Schroeder and we have Clayton Savage, bull riders here at the National Finals Rodeo.
Texas! And another Wyoming.
How'd that happen, huh?
I mean, as executive producer deal, you're just wearing me out.
Welcome,
right.
gentlemen. It's good to have you here, huh?
Good to be here.
You still have that deer in the headlights look on you, Bo, when you come out on this stage, by golly.
It just terrifies me.
He left twice to go use the bathroom.
Say what?
He left twice to go use the bathroom.
Really?
That ain't nothing, so does Donnie every night, but it's a different reason.
I just get nervous. What can I say? I mean, it's just one of them things.
Well, you know, the bad news is you can get old, too. So, hey.
Just to let you know, during the Beaumont Rodeo, we had to go to some schools and stuff. I froze up in front of 300 third graders. Just, I didn't know what to say.
It was a spelling bee. No, I'm kidding because, you know, whenever the deer in the headlights, you know, when he came on our show earlier with Cody Teal, you know, both of them from Texas, and, you know, and it was like maybe the first or second night. And so, yeah, his eyes were a little big, but y'all want to know who's in the lead for the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo Bull Riding Championship to win this rodeo, to beat the toughest guys in the business. He's number 1, and you are number 3.
And that's the second most important win in rodeo.
This is the most important single win that there is. You know, if you win the NFR, in a lot of cases you win the world championship. But the thing that you want to do, winning a world championship is a year-long, sometimes a lifelong endeavor. Winning the National Finals Rodeo is the biggest achievement, biggest personal single achievement that a cowboy can make, no matter what event, cowboy or cowgirl, to win this rodeo. And and I don't want to bring any additional pressure and stuff, but you know what? Not everybody can say, 25 years from now, when you're not riding bulls, that through go round number 8, I'm in the lead for the bull riding average at the National Finals rodeo.
When it's over and he wins it, there's only a certain few can even say it.
And if those 2 guys, only 2, maybe 3 guys in front of him for the world championship. I mean, mathematically, both of y'all are in the mix, and Seth Glaus as well can win the world championship. Cody Teal and J.W. Harris, we tend to talk and prognosticate about that because they came in number 1. J.W.'s won 3 times, blah, blah, blah. But you guys, y'all keep shapping up every night, and it's working pretty darn good.
What I want to do, Donnie, is take a look at these young men. It works. Clayton, I want to start with you, and this is from round 4. You won the round. This is on El Cap. Let's just run it, Donnie, and you and Clayton
turn
can
on
talk
some film. Let's watch a little bull riding here. Clayton, talk about this ride.
Bull Dell Halls, I didn't know nothing about him. Just eliminator pin, and I just figured he'd kind of be unpredictable, and just took it for what it was.
Little hang up, little fun. You make this bull, if he stays in the spin, is he better to ride there than he is when he jumps forward and starts going down the chutes?
Man, I never thought he did feel good, and then, yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm a kind of glad. Now, it's really feeling like crap right there. Nice bull ride. There were only 2 qualified rides in the eliminator pen. And this was one of them. First place, got to take the victory lap, got you a go-round buckle and $18,000 for points. But I don't know what the ground money was, but just 2 of y'all got all the money, so that had to be over $30,000. Yeah, your banker's probably smiling like a Cheshire cat.
You bet.
And while we're talking about Clayton, let's get his ride from this evening up there as well. I was going to say today, Clayton, we were all down at the MGM, not the MGM, we were at the Hard Rock today with the Seminoles, and your confidence there just seems to be growing. You can talk about this one.
Yeah, I've been on this bull before. 2 years ago, I was the first one to ride him. I was 88, and yeah, I was tickled to have him. If there's anything I wanted here, it's probably him, and he bucked, and I just took it for what it was.
Well, and I was just wondering if you was watching Dean Oliver films on your get-off here. This is kind of cool. I mean, the bull's spinning away from your hand, so you just undo your wrap and just kick your leg over like you're going to go down the left side and duck under the rope.
That one looked a lot better than the last one.
All right.
Let's get
another good bull ride. And what'd you win in tonight's go-round? Is that first?
Second place.
Second. That's second. Oh, you're here. That's second.
Yeah, and we only rode 2 again tonight, so.
So that's a lot of
another
money
$30,000 or $40,000.
You dang right.
Oh, let's gamble. We can do something.
Yeah. Let's get Bo's stuff racked up back there if we will, guys. Round 6. Bo, you won that round. And the bull, Donnie, the feeling so fly. Great round for you.
Watch it. Well, rack it up and talk about your ride. Talk about what you're feeling whenever this bull's cranking it.
I didn't really feel much. I mean, he was bucking so hard, I just had to keep riding, and it all worked out. I was really excited about it.
Watch this bull turn back, and then I want you to watch the stumble. And this would throw off a lot of time. And he goes almost down, and you see his butt darn near hit the ground. He just hustles, shuffles, doesn't panic. What Joe's talking about in the bulldogging and the roping, you slow down to be fast. You wait on that bull, he picks you up. But you got to be cognizant of the fact, and what a good bull ride that was. I was impressed. Frontier Rodeo bull. Feeling so
exactly
fly.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the only things I remember is when he turned back and got me so far outside.
Look at that. Great shot of the guys back there in the back. They're starting to be bull riding aficionados. Just stopped it right there. That was a great recovery.
Like he had me so far out, I remember when he stumbled when he did that. I just kind of scooted
and it was a great move. Okay, let's talk about tonight. Johnny Rocker. Yeah. Oh boy. I
was really excited about that draw. I mean, I had told my fiance on the way over here, I really hope I drew him, and I knew he was hard to get out on or whatnot, and I tried to be as easy as I could with him tonight. When I nodded, he really cracked him in that buck and shoot and went down with me. And I was thinking, oh, man, it's on now, It was a fight to the finish. And, when he went down, and luckily Dusty Tuckness was in there to save me, he took a beating for me. And
how many chicken fried steaks is that going to cost you?
Oh, man, as many as he wants. I don't care.
Hey, you get a re-ride, but I'm going to tell you something. There's no way it's easy to come back from that and get on another bucking son of a gun, 3-4 minutes later?
No, because he went down the first time with me, and, that's probably one of if I would have seen that bull before October, I would have voted him Bull of the Year. That's one of the hardest bucking black bulls you'll ever see. My
daddy, I'm the general manager for Frontier Rodeo for Jerry Nelson, but my dad has been raising bulls and had bulls at every national final since 1959, and to hear a guy that's riding say that, whether they win a plaque or not, that will mean a whole lot to my dad.
You can't get a bull to do it no closer than that. He does it right there every single time. Never fails. Like I said, I was thrilled to get on him. It just didn't work out like it was, and he went down that first time with me, and I tried to gather myself, and then when he went down the second time and I had to fight to the finish, and had to get on my re-ride, I was plumb wore out. I couldn't do nothing.
Okay, I know you guys don't look at all the stats, but with all the interviews, you can't believe how many. They'll be sitting in there getting ready, and and they'll send someone down to the room, and they'll have a list, and they'll come in and they'll get 5 or 6 of these guys and say, okay, Tammy wants you down in the media room now. They're getting ready to ride bulls to trying to win a world championship and make a living, and so they have to put up with a lot. But there's 4 guys. Y'all are tied on the same amount of bulls. You, Clayton, Cody Teal, and Seth Glaus. Seth's shoulders is separated. They're taping it down. It ain't wanting to stay in. But 4 of you are in that average mix, and then there's 2 or 3 or 4 guys riding pretty good, like Shane Proctor, J.W. Harris. They've got 3 ridden. Next 2 go-rounds. What kind of bulls are left coming out there? This was a ranked pen of bulls. The eliminators have already been out, so we're looking for really good 21-point bulls. Is that not correct?
Yeah, it'd be good to draw something just nice to get on, but here at the finals, y'all can see everything.
Now the calf ropers get to prepare that. They get to come out there and tie them down and everything, every night after the rodeo. Have y'all lobbied to do that to prepare these bulls for the next day?
Tie them down a little bit. Joe, it's just what we talked about with these 2, just like we did with the last. He came in 12th, Clayton came in 13th, and here they are, Donnie, right in the mix of this thing.
The big thing of it is winning every night, and I know we don't like to talk about it early, but it's the average money that makes the difference, and these guys, if they ride more than the rest of them, they are to win it. And I'm going to tell you a little secret in my book. If 2 guys ride, that means 2 guys ought to get to count all the money that they won, because the 2 guys they were not a bull in that pen nice. And I know it's a reason they don't count it, because it's ground money and there's only 2 qualified rides. But I'm going to tell you what, you ride one of those once a week, much less twice a week in that kind of pen, you deserve all the hell you win.
Bo, you were going to say something for you.
I don't know, we're both stoked to be here. We couldn't be happier. It's been a long year. We both went to a whole bunch of rodeos, and
it's worth it now, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, every bit of it's worth it, and we're so glad to be here, and we're both hungry, and we're both trying.
We're glad
now,
you're
this
here
is your first time, Clayton. How many? What's this one? This is 3.
Third.
This is your 3rd one. Okay. Can you imagine life in bull riding without qualifying for this now? Can you imagine that? Since now that you got here, now you've been close twice.
Yeah, in 2009 I finished top 20, and 2010 I finished 16th, missed it by $1,200, but which is pocket change, like 50 cents in your pocket. I mean, it'll blow your mind, but.
Make you sick.
Oh, yeah. I didn't move off my couch for at least a month and a half.
He was in the fetal position crying.
Well, we are certainly
$1,200 is pocket change. You know, the go-rounds never paid over $1,000 at the National Finals Rodeo until 1982.
Yeah, but gas was 4 cents a gallon, and the Cadillac cost $800. Hell,
money went a lot farther then than it does now.
35 cents a gallon, I have you know.
We're going to be watching you guys these last rounds, and we're glad you came tonight, and we wish you the best of luck. Would you pay them off, Clayton and Bo?
Great guys.
Gentlemen.
Boy, they're riding good.
Yes.
You know, these guys have been doing, you know, I mean, they're tired and everything. The last thing they want to do is come to another show and do another interview. But
we've talked about it all week.
We appreciate it.
Hey, it's nice to see the young guys stepping up.
It is.
They're stepping up on the interviews. They're coming doing the shows. It's not all the old guys that know how to do it and tend to business. The kids are trying to tend to business. They're hungry to win. They want to ride. That's the next wave of the big ocean flood in rodeo. We got to have
It's a big step to, you know, go from freezing up in front of third graders to.
Look at that picture. Look.
Oh, no.
Did you see that?
Let's bring Bob and Boyd out here first. And let me get them out here, and we'll talk about things to come here this evening. Bob Tolman and Boyd Polhamus are in the back here. Let's bring them out here this evening.
One time that
there we are. There we are. Bob, come on over here.
I thought for one performance that I wasn't going to be made fun of and make a fool out of myself.
Come on in.
I was wrong.
I ain't saying nothing but you.
How are you?
I just...
Yeah, that's it. I got the big picture.
Well, let me just, because this Bob and Boyd, let me just do this because the Chief Pocahontas there, Robert. Let me just do this because the cat slipped out there with Joe. So Joe has been asking me for years, and we were talking about our daughters the other night and everything else, and I don't know if a lot of you knew that Donnie had a twin sister. Not many people know about that, but we were able to get one picture of her here, and it's not many people have seen it, but right there, if you'll look on your monitors out there, yes, it's right back
there.
Here.
It is.
Do we have it out there as well?
You ought to have seen the tights. You ought to have seen the tights. His little
Donnie,
thick
say
thighs.
who everybody is in this picture.
Okay, now you can see my silver boots with the little toes. Yeah, okay.
Very nice.
Well, Monty Henson there with the Al Capone and the cigar. Larry McConaughey with the Tex-Em. He did have two horns, you know, the Viking. And then Little Lord Fauntleroy, you know. That's and then Gary LeFew. And then Don Graham was the devil. And the only picture that's... more interesting than that is the next year when Don Graham won the contest as Carmen Miranda.
Now explain the contest, Donnie, because this was the
original Buck and Ball, the one that's Gary LeFew brought to Las Vegas to the Gold Coast Hotel. And we actually went in the arena at the Cow Palace dressed like that.
Unauthorized.
Cotton Rosser almost had a stroke.
Were you there,
but
Bob?
you left with 4 boyfriends, which was good.
Do you remember being there, Bob?
Parts of it.
Yeah.
He was announcing.
Okay,
what
Bob.
What year was that?
1973, I believe.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been any more than that.
Okay, gentlemen, we're down to it.
You got to understand. Are you leaving that? This is such a good deal.
No, we didn't leave it back up there, but
no, he's
got
not
a copy.
about leaving the subject. I want you to go ahead.
Yeah, let's move on here. And earlier we had Les Shepperson here, so we were talking about the steer wrestling and the fact that he is still in the hunt as well. Very much.
He's very much in the hunt, but he needs the day money.
I asked him to get y'all out here to talk about stats.
The average.
He can't keep playing the average safe, which he's going to win if he keeps doing what he's doing. But 4-7 was 7th tonight, and we pay 6 monies. That ain't going to get done.
Yep.
He's got to start getting some day monies. He would have finished second to Luke by 11,000 that night had we paid the average on 8 rounds.
Same thing with Justin Moss. He's got to crack him for a second, or first and a second.
You can't play it safe.
Got to do it. No defense.
I thought he played it safe again tonight.
Is he still here? Can we
that?
ask? Because there's a question on that Les, you gone? He's gone.
He said something about a gun in a liquor store and being short of money.
Well, let me tell you something. Luke Branquino rode Les's horse throughout the year a lot to win a lot of his money to get here. Luke Branquino might have crippled Gunner tonight, him and Billy. So if he's crippled Gunner, what are you going to ask to ride, being you're comfortable on?
Why is Les the only guy on Dillon?
Because Luke is the only one that they rode him a lot during the year, and they got here. Luke always rides Gunner. But now Gunner, if he's out tonight, because Luke texted me and said, I don't know how bad it is. If he can't ride him on the final 2 steers, he's going to go back to what's comfortable. He's going to go to Les and say, can I ride your horse to take this gold buckle away from you?
I guarantee you, Les Shepperson is not the least bit scared, and if he asks, he'll get to ride.
He'll
the
let him
horse.
ride because he's paid him a lot of money all year.
Oh yeah.
Well, but I'm gonna say
that wouldn't be why he let him ride. It wouldn't be for the money. It'd be because that's the way the Cowboys do things.
That's it. We're blood, and so you let your brother on. But Joe makes a very valid point. The greatest threat to Luke Branquino, Joni Oatberry, and all those others with 4 world titles is Les.
Joe would have let Roy ride his horse. He wouldn't have liked it. He would have talked ugly and made a lot of noise. But if he really asked him, he'd have let him.
Oh, I'd let him. I'm just saying that takes a little bit away from Luke in favor Les because it's a different feel in this little bit.
No matter that he's ridden.
That's right. Don't matter. It's a different deal.
Yeah.
He's not Gunner.
All right, let me be Les. Okay. And I'm first in average. I've been here 2 times.
You don't look anything like Les.
I'm stronger. I think
I'm sorry.
stronger.
I apologize.
Okay?
Should have thought of that.
Read my eyes. Kick ass. See it? You got it? You got to think about where's that guy coming from, all right? And he's first in average, and at his age, for as short a time as he's been going hard, like Luke's been going for a lifetime, it seems like, he'd be happy with a Gold Coast saddle on Saturday night. But with the eye of the tiger coming back, go to Odessa, Denver, and go at it again. Because when you've got a horse that good, you've already got 2 seconds on everybody else. And knowing how strong that Les Shepperson is, he would think that way. That's okay. I'll let you ride my horse, get you a gold buckle. You can have 4 of them. I'm going to get me an average buckle and an average saddle. Become January, very politely, I'm going to kick your ass. And I would say that
very
would be
politely.
Very politely.
Yeah. Lindsey Sears win tonight, Boyd. What did that? Too little, too late?
Yeah, too little, too late.
Yep. But just
Mary's winning 3rd in the average, which was $30,000. She's gonna be at $250,000.
Wow.
And deserves every dime of it.
Yeah. So let's go back to the tie down quickly. I'm just looking but I thought that Justin Moss again was a little cautious tonight.
If you answer me this and tell me if I'm wrong, if Tough Cooper wins the World, he won it in the 8th go around. That's the best run he's ever made on that kind of a calf, and he had to beat Justin Moss tonight to show he was there.
You know why I am completely inadequate to address that is because I'm inadequate to address that because if I look just at the numbers, he finished behind Justin tonight. Justin, so it actually helped him a little bit. But no, it's not over. So for me, I look at this and I go, hey, I'm not rooting against Tough. I'm not rooting against Tough or Justin, either way. But this has come down to a 2-header. It's so funny when you think about the number of calves they've run this year, okay? And you think the slack runs they've made, the performance runs they've made, and the world title, the world championship, which belt it hangs on, 2 calves.
2 calves.
That's okay. Look, go back to the barrel race. Just Mary Walker's got what a tremendous story. Latte's doing great. She loses her son. She had the wreck, and that's pretty. That's well documented. But what I think is so neat to me, where she's at in her life, and Byron being a world champion, you know, that horse is not on automatic pilot. And she has ridden that horse. She's not let him, you know, run. She's not making him run by barrels. She's not trying to hold him off. She's letting this horse run barrels like she has all year long, and I just think it's outstanding. I mean,
she ran by the first barrel tonight, though.
Well,
and it's the first time all week.
It was a 14:01, but you know what? That could be playing it safe. But why wouldn't you play it safe right now? If she all of a sudden needs to win a go-round, don't play safe and win a go-round. She won 4.
We've had 8 rounds, right? We've had 8 rounds. She's won 4. She's placed in 3 of, or she's placed in all of them except 2.
She's never
one,
been
she
here.
knocked the barrel, and tonight was the only
She's
other
never
round.
been here.
I know she's never been here, and Latte's never been here. And all I'm saying is she ran by the first barrel tonight. And that's, you know what? As far as a stumble on Mary Walker's resume in pursuit of the world title, it is a pimple on a boar's butt. You know, it doesn't matter. Yeah. She's gonna if she makes 2 clean runs, Casey Field. Unless Casey Field, you know, just falls to pieces, he's your world champion. I mean, he's got to buck off 2 horses essentially.
It doesn't matter. You're going to watch because he's probably he's liable to win another damn go-round.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. He won the 10th round here last year like it was whipped cream. And that means that Willie Lowe's got to beat 13 other guys.
And didn't he make a great ride tonight in the Eliminator Pin, Willie Lowe?
Clickety-click.
Yeah, he did. To me, and I'm sorry, this is the time event guy in me. To me, we're sitting here talking about Mary, who's, to me, in a lot of ways a given, okay? And Casey, who's a given. To me, what's interesting is I look at that team roping in tonight. Tonight, you have world champion within $1,000. You have world champion Chad Masters and world champion Patrick Smith. Not world champion Traverse Smith and world champion Clay O'Brien Cooper, who together have won, 16 and 7, so they've won 23 world titles. You got a split world championship in the team rope, and that's within $1,000 going down to 2 heads.
Isn't that fun?
Hey. It makes the rodeo interesting for the next 2 nights. It really does. Because some of these other races, we know either Cody Teal or J.W. Harris is going to be the world champion bull rider, don't we? I mean, it really is. Who else you want to throw in that mix? Because I'll put 1,000 that they don't win the world. Whatever name you bring up next.
They're absolute way, 100 to 1 long shots.
Yes, but they still have chances.
Yeah, just simply because they're riding good, and we're going to enjoy their riding good. I think Shane Proctor may, he's riding well enough. Don't be surprised who wins the next 2 go-rounds. Sure. But the Cody Teal. The number is like $2,000 is all that separates them until you go to the average and where they wind up and who does what in front and all that stuff that none of the bull riders in the locker room, they're not going to sit there long enough. Somebody will tell them sooner or later, but bull riding is going to be fun. I'm just kind of glad JW has got the flu and going to have a hip surgery when this thing's over with, but he's not using that as an excuse at all. And he can ride. I mean, he's not in enough pain to where he can't get it done. He's got his butt throwed off tonight, and so did Cody Teal. I thought if that bull, my dad's bull had a great first trip, fell down, got the re-ride, had a chance to be the bucking bull of this year's NFR. But that bull that Cody Teal that had Cody Teal. That's the bucking. He bucked Cody Teal and Trevor Cashner off, and that's the best bull I've seen in a long time.
I wish they'd have brought him back, let him have a better shot at him.
The thing, though, seriously, we came here with 15 guys, and when you look at a guy like, Cody Hancock, who went from 15th to 1st, okay, and won the world, that's not going to happen now, okay? What are you doing?
Nothing. I just had a twitch.
Okay. But at the end of the day, what's compelling is the races aren't decided, except for a few where I think the few that are decided in a large way are Mary and Casey. They really would have to just stumble beyond any – it just would be mind-boggling to see them stumble to lose the world title. But the rest of the races still have a race at some level.
They do. Bob, take the last word, Donnie.
Do you want my opinion on this for what it's worth?
Yes.
Yep.
There's a real cool chick from Fort Worth sitting over there with an older guy, and I think she likes me a lot, and I'm just kind of trying to keep my eye on her.
You want me to tell them what you told Ricky, our room service guy?
No, I don't think so. You said you wouldn't bring that up again. I didn't. Last night I was very intrigued. I sat here a long time, and then we just talked a little at the end because I was enjoying listening. As long as I've been here, I can still learn something. Old dog can learn a new trick. Tonight I watched Trevor Brazile get in a bind, and it's the first time. And how many? You and I, eye to eye, 10 feet, 20 feet, 5 feet away. Joe, too. You've been there. It's the first time I saw a sickening look on his whole body. But his face, he had a look on his face like he didn't know what to think, say, or how to act. And it hurt my feelings for him. Okay? This guy is so good for all of us and all of you in our life. And that man was awesome. You in one event were awesome. But we need more people in our business that are not just talented, flash in the pan deals 2 or 3 years. We need them to be consistently in awesome form, fashion, and look and have that appeal to where young people want to be like them and older people or other parents want to buy tickets to come see them. And tonight, it broke my heart. When Sherry Cervi's horse fell down, it jerked a hole in my heart. Not was worried about her. I mean, she's young and strong. The horse got up. But to see Trevor Brazile hurt, you don't see that very often, and that hurt me tonight.
Let me say this about Trevor Brazile. He doesn't. He's like Joe. You hate to lose. He's won his 10th all-around title. I mean, for him, that has to be unbelievable because, you know, that probably wasn't a goal when he started to win 10 all-around titles. But he's trying to win the team roping world championship.
The night that was over, it was over with Trevor Brazile.
He had a letdown. But let me tell you, it doesn't matter how good you are. Once you start splitting your time, you know what? He practiced this morning. And I know this because I heard the pregame they were talking out there with Suzanne and Justin. And he said, I had a little practice time this morning. He said, but I spent from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock with the 6-year-olds roping the dummy. He said, you can't believe. So he had a great time today, even though he didn't win anything tonight. And he's having fun doing that, but I don't care how good you are. I tried to make the finals one time in 1989, and I was producing rodeos, and I thought, well, heck, I'll just go to, it don't matter how good you are. If you start splitting your time and you begin to lose your focus and you begin to lose the burning desire for the end result because you don't know which one you got to ride or which one you got to rope or what go-round that you have to win, you have to go to try to win them all if you're going to get the end game.
Now, the two of you and Dan knows it professionally. If the butterflies aren't in our gut and we don't have an edge when we get ready to start, we are going to take a good performance, make it average, when we could take a poor performance and make it phenomenal. And the first time, I don't care if you're a carpenter, and you can take a 20-penny nail and whack it 3 times and drive it through something. Whatever you do in life, if you don't have that passion before you wake up, when you wake up, you're already a half a day behind. And I hate to see it ever diminish in any of these people.
But the look at Trevor Brazile's eyes that you saw was a derivative of that passion. That passion not to win money. That passion doesn't come from winning money. It comes from finishing first, being the best at what you do. And when you saw that heartbreak tonight in Trevor's eyes, it was because tonight, and he knows he's down to 2 rounds. And this dog is not over.
Hey, boys, it happens to everybody. I mean, did you see Manny Pacquiao the other night?
No, but I watched you on YouTube try to be a calf roper, and that was some fun stuff.
I mean, you can fall a long way, let me tell you.
Did you mention that
I got him tied
they were
down,
up here
though.
with us.
One of our heroes is over there?
Yeah, they were up here with us. That's all we have time for this evening. So I'm going to say, give these guys a round of applause, if you will, please.
We could do this for a long time.
And I'm going to say goodbye to the folks out on YouTube and out on the television. We'll see them again here tomorrow night, and I believe Trevor Brazil will be here tomorrow night. So we'll see you then. Good night from National Finals tonight. The rest of you stay with us.
Let's ride! Thank you for watching and attending the show. We hope you enjoyed the presentation of National Finals tonight at the Gold Coast, where all the Cowboys go after the rodeo. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, same time, same place. This has been a presentation of Boyd Gaming. The fun isn't over yet. We invite you to head upstairs for Gary LeFew's legendary Buck and Ball. Live music from the Texas Jam Band featuring members of George Strait's Ace in the Hole Band and local favorite Scotty Alexander. Beer and drink specials, and best of all, no cover charge. We're gonna dance and party till the cows come home at the Buck and Ball.
Rodeo is what I do. If I hang on tight, I make a buck or two. Is what I do. Is what I do. Is what I do.